Okay, maybe it's about really understanding what social sustainability means.
The city most people like has a variety of offers. You know, it offers us a place to live or call home. It offers us schools, it offers us shops, it offers us specialty stores, it offers us places to relax, but it also offers us services, plumbers, garages, people who maintain things. And that is something we need to keep in mind when we design or replace buildings. That's where the challenge comes in and the problem comes in, because the people in charge of replacing buildings, they buy a certain plot for a certain amount of money, and the main interest is turning that into profit. Of course, the uses we like to have around us, they are not the most profitable.
Huge urban projects that already demolished part of the city fabric, expropriated the citizens, and just completely eradicated their history and social fabric.
They have another leverage and another accountability in how to contribute to affordable cities.
The programs and the way that we use our architecture and the way that people live there, the way that people work there, is otherwise dictated by the financialization of our real estate. And this directs our life.
The next thing that happens is the gentrification,
which is land speculation leading to less diverse cities.
Neighborhoods develop in a certain way that they become attractive to groups of people who do not belong there. The new groups of people that are interested in these neighborhoods come with other agendas and other economic means than the ones that are there. With replacing these original users comes an economic situation that actually makes these neighborhoods no longer accessible. The wave of replacing buildings comes with a wave of replacing people.
Because we have mixed cities like Zurich, where just the inner city becomes so expensive and so gentrified that it pushes everybody else out. It does not mean that you're taking care of any sort of problem.
And because these people are pushed out, the way the city operates is completely changing. With renewing the city without taking care of that kind of social correlation or social layeredness, we also empty it. And that leads to a very poor and often, again, monofunctional city.
Diversity and mixity is not a soft argument, because in the end, sustainability means to build a structure, or to allow a structure to be created by people which will be able to last for a long time and which will be able to feed itself over a long time and be sustainable.
And that's a process that one cannot do without understanding the different communities. You know, we cannot design for, but we have to design with, or at least understand the sensitivities. Just being exposed to other ways of organizing your life makes you question also your own standards.
The ideal city is the city that we have nowadays, shifting little things, little interventions, changing parts of buildings, changing parts of neighborhoods.
Reality is much richer and much more diverse and much more speculative than anything we can think of. If the purpose changes, the building has to change. This is a very unhelpful way to look at the built environment, because it has ideally a life cycle of decades.
We have to make sure that our cities are able to answer to our changing needs in life.
Yeah, we have to develop a more fluid way of thinking about how people live together.
Most of the built environment is defined with one family structure that nowadays in Switzerland represents less than 30% of the society. We have 40% of our society living alone. Our houses are not ready to respond to the fact that those family structures don't exist anymore.
We will still have to build. For me, that's super clear, but the question is, how do we build it, and how do we push these construction into something that is affordable for everyone and kind of fosters or nurtures the diversity of the city.
How can we develop these neighborhoods? Because they are fantastically located and they are in a way underused. Again, it was not about replacing the structure, it was about adding. The example of Bologna, for instance. There, at least until now, you had this equilibrium. Continuity, different people, different income, different background, different activities. And the cohabitation and the living together is a reality, is a real thing. That's the key which we have to achieve, right?
The standard new development, of course, doesn't help the building of community.
It's not so easy to force this community building.
Because it's somehow a reality that we have these investors and they have the money and they want to invest it.
And the financial pressure is so enormous that really good solutions are very, very rare. Therefore, in most cases, keeping what is there and transforming offers just a quality which cannot be achieved through a new construction anymore.
There is value in existing buildings. There's craftsmanship, there's knowledge. And this is not esoteric, this is very real, but it's hard to understand and to measure and to value.
If real estate people just apply their values to be economically efficient, then all the other values always lose this kind of fight. That's what our daily business as architect is, to try to defend other values against these very strong ones.
I'm speaking as an architect, always being torn between, do we want to get involved and try to make the best out of these mechanisms, or do we keep our hands off it? I think we are often, whether we believe it or not, we're complicit. Even with the best intentions, the moment you step into the game, and especially on a social level, our impact is very low, very low. So the potential of working with existing buildings lies also there, that it can address and talk in different languages somehow to people from different communities and with different interests, with different economic potentials or possibilities. That's why we should keep as much as we can.